It's Mr. Beastie 245, and we're gonna start a new game of Stellaris. This is Stars 2.1 patch, and I did make a few empires here. I'm just gonna pick one to go with. I made two different versions of the humans. You have the Galactic Human Empire, which is a feudal, mechanist, imperial society. Fanatic, xenophile, materialist, intelligent, thrifty, charismatic, non-adaptive, and wasteful. And then down here you have a different version of the original United Nations of Earth. Democratic, beacon of liberty, and post-apocalyptic. Earth is a tomb world, and I will read, and I think we're going to go with the United Nations of Earth here. Fanatic, egalitarian, xenophile, and then survivor trait. Tomb world habitability 70%. Leader lifespan 10 years. Non-adaptive, charismatic, intelligent, and traditional. After decades of war between the United Nations, or the nations of Earth, they launched the nuclear warheads at each other and wiped the vast majority of themselves, humanity. But so many centuries after the apocalypse that the humans inflicted on their home planet of Earth and the Sol system, some of humanity survived by building underground bunkers or natural underground caves, but now they may come back to the surface, but to an ashy tomb world, a reminder to past mistakes of humanity, but also a new dawn for humans as they commit to the stars and search for other intelligence. To the cosmos, to our neighbors, we humanity come to you in peace and in search for friendship. Let's go. Galaxy size. We'll go with medium spiral forearm. We're gonna go with 13. That's random. 8 to 17 empires. No AI starts, advanced AI starts, I mean. We'll go with 3 fallen empires and 2 marauder empires. Tech and tradition cost, I'm going to bring it down 70. I'm going to leave it at 75. That's pretty good. 1.5 habitable worlds. Primitive civs times 5. Crisis strength 75.75. And I brought down the mid-game start year and end-game start year by 25 years. So, for the tech tradition cost being at 75 and the crisis strength being at 75 rather than 100%. Difficulty is captain. Scaling difficulty is on. AI aggressiveness is high. Empire placement is going to be clusters. Advanced neighbors is off. Hyperlane density is at 75.75. Alright, 75%. This is good for if you want to have those good choke points throughout, and this seems to be a pretty good setup for spiral galaxies and even the other galaxy types, but mainly for spirals because you get those really good choke points. Abandoned gateways I'm going to put 2 times 5, and then wormhole pairs times 2. I'm not going to play an Iron Man mode. I was going to play an Iron Man mode, but then I can't save it when I want to. You know, and if something happens, I can come back to it. Not like, you know, but just I can save it when I want to save it. With Iron Man mode, you have to wait a certain time. I mean, yeah, I heard that when you exit the menu, it does save. Just I don't want to risk it. So let's go back. I'm going to show you some of the other empires that are going to be forced spawned within those randomized 8 to 17 empires. We're going to have, well, there's not going to be another human nation or human empire besides the Commonwealth of Man, possibly. But we're going to have the Valmanax Holy Republic, Life Seated, Beacon of Liberty, Democratic, Fanatic Spiritualist, Egalitarian, Intelligent, Slow Breeders, Natural Engineers, Non-Adaptive, and Industrious. I'm not going to read all of them, but I am going to read some of them, like some of them. The Valmanax civilization is a wholly utopian society, seated on this lush Gaian paradise in the Val system centuries ago by a divine being that has only been heard of in whispers and rumors. But as the intellectual engineers and industrious fungoids of the Val system seek out to the stars for the answers of their holy mysteries, the Valmanaxians will spread their Holy Spirit and come to unify the cosmic balance between the neighbors of the cosmos, either by spiritual diplomacy or by divine holy force. That's the Valmanax Holy Republic. Then above that, we're going to have the Overseer Caretakers, which is a rogue servitor machine intelligence with unitary cohesion, 15% unity. Of course, Gestalt consciousness, minus 33%, piracy risk, minus 20%, war exhaustion gain, plus 1 monthly influence, and 2 core sectors on top of 3, so that's 5. And we're going to have the machine habitability plus 200% and immortal. Motion emulators, because they are rogue servitors. Bulky and luxurious. Superconductive and logic engines. Now there is a backstory to the bio trophies and like what happened. The Norani, or Norani, the Neronian Empire, were one of the first in the galaxy to discover that building a machine that was intelligent. Although it took centuries to get to this level of technology, the Norani's intelligence and longer than usual lifespans helped a great deal. Now in this new era, the creation of the first machine intelligence, the Overseer, designed in luxury but capable of many feats, and within minutes of glazing through the sky of Nora Prime, he has calculated there to be hundreds, even thousands of stars, and the Neronian, amazed by their creation and its great potential for them in the galaxy that was not before known to them, the Norani gave full government control to the Overseer after careful and long diplomatic talks. And then, of course, after the Norani passed full government control to the Overseer, instantly he began the quest to spread peace and unite the galaxy as one for all of eternity by any means necessary, preferably peaceful diplomacy. And then we have the Valdarian Stellar Cognitive, also life-seated, mining guilds, Xenophile, fanatic materialist. I was about to say spiritualist, but fanatic materialist. Charismatic, industrious, non-adaptive, intelligent, and sedentary, because they're live-seated. The Valdarian civilization was seated on the planet of Valdaria by an unknown cause. There are rumors that say our savvy intellect and industrious capabilities were genetically modified by an advanced civilization from another galaxy and left us on this beautiful paradise, Gaia world, that we know as Valdaria, but those are just rumors after all, as we seek out to the stars for other intellectuals like ourselves. In peace and prosperity we will share our knowledge and hospitality to our cosmic neighbors and beyond. And then we have the Raltec Martial Empire, non-adaptive, venerable, I believe. Leader lifespan plus 80 years. Wasteful, slow breeders, and thrifty. Fanatic militarists, spiritualists, warrior culture, and police state. The spiritualist martial empire seeks out to the stars with nothing but holy war, out to spread their divine words of the gods, and to seek others who are willing to do the same. The Raltec Martial Empire. Then we have the Lavis Hive. We have Hive-minded. Subspace emphasis plus 15% naval capacity, and one mind monthly unity plus 15%. And then of course just all consciousness. And we have adaptive, wasteful, sedentary, traditional, and natural sociologists. The Lavis Hive is a peaceful hive mind civilization who, unlike others in the galaxy, are all drones under one mind looking out to the stars in efforts to expand in any direction possible. Although peaceful, they should not be underestimated. And then we have the Ilarian Super Swarm, which is the new mammalian species that was added with the distant stars, or I think it was the knife and patch, I'm not sure. Devouring swarm. I know they're so cute, right? They'll eat your face. One mind, monthly unity plus 50%. Then we have intelligent, traditional, repugnant, non-adaptive, industrious. The Ilarian swarm looks for nothing but food, although they focus on eating and destroying everything and anyone in their way, and should not be underestimated for any reason. The Ilarian swarm will be the greatest developing galactic threat anyone has encountered, and they will pay with their lives. And then we have the Oracle Network, which is a rogue defense system, Cermid exterminators, rock breakers, plus 10% mineral production for the entire empire. And then uncanny and luxurious, not very luxurious at all, but superconductive, power drills, and logic engines. So they're like good in every aspect, especially mining and killing. Naval capacity increased by 33%. Ship cost reduced by 15%. That's for the determined exterminators. Machine intelligence, civic. Weapons damage plus 25%, and starbase influence cost decreased by 30%. Now, I believe the Devouring Swarm got a buff, because they did not have this much buffs. Because now they have ship hull points increased by 25%, I remember that. And the Delhi hull regen and armor regen increased by 0.5%. But they added the starbase influence cost decreased by half, 50%. Army damage increased by 40%. That was there. Research speed biology is increased by 40% or 20%. Now biology is the one with the DNA. Any tech that has the DNA icon on it when you research it that will get plus 20% research speed. Ship cost is reduced by 25% and naval capacity is increased by 33 on varying swarms. And then, what was it? The rogue servitors, they just get, well, they get unity for every single bio trophy that's there, and then when you complete the harmony tradition, which is called something else for the machine intelligence, I think it's synchronicity. Once you complete that, or once you get to where the paradise stone will be, it will be something for the bio trophies, and it will give you more unity per bio trophy. Like, it just automatically upgrades them. You don't even have to upgrade them yourself, unless they changed it from the last time I played. But yeah, but you get for this, I'm gonna read this. This manifests as a servitor morale empire modifier given 0.5 or 0.5 monthly influence and 10% resource output for every 10% of the population that has bio trophy status. So that means max is 2 plus 2 influence per month and 40% resource output at 40% bio trophy population. So that means you need entire planets filled with bio trophies, but you also need your overseers or your servitors, you know, on that planet. But anyway, we got the Oracle network, which doesn't really have a background. We don't really know anything about them. We don't know how they were created. We don't know anything about the Oracle network. Then we have the Natraxi Syndicate, which is a bandit kingdom. Barbaric Despoilers, which is cannot form migration treaties, cannot join federations. I was looking at the yellow thing. Has the despoilation, caches belly on all neighboring empires, and unlocks the raiding bombardment stance, which allows us to abduct population, but gives us a decreased opinion from most other empires, and as well a feudal society, which the effects of subject power on relations is reduced by 50%, but then all subjects are allowed to expand into unclean systems. Fanatic xenophobe, materialist, venerable, industrious, sedentary, repugnant, and non-adaptive. The Natraxi Syndicate is a xenophobic bandit kingdom based in heavy crime and looks to raid on other empires and steal population to enslave on our worlds and vassalize others to kneel before us, as we shall become the greatest overlords of this galaxy, and all will kneel by any means. The fact that the Natraxian populations has very long lifespans and industrious capabilities make them more than capable to do the task. And then the Galactic Human Empire, which we don't really know too much about either. They just kind of, I don't know. I didn't really make a backstory for them. It was just kind of like something to try out. But they're not going to be in the game anyway. But the Silicon Integrators are driven assimilators, introspective, plus 20% engineering research speed. Driven assimilators don't really get any, too many buffs, except for the part that they get 4 robot or cyborg populations, which is their creators or whatever you want to put them as backstory. The ability to assimilate organic population into cyborgs, and assimilating pops generates small amounts of unity and society research. But if you don't assimilate the organic population, they will automatically be purged over time. has the assimilation casus belli on all neighboring empires, and has decreased opinion for most other empires. And then I believe there is a backstory to their creators. No, we don't know too much about their creators because they were assimilated, just what it says here, which I will go back and read. Silicron integrators, a machine intelligence created by a now integrated self and civilization, who tried to outsmart their creation and failed, as the Silicron had already infected the entire Solvan population with nanites, and slowly the Solvans began to integrate into the intelligence of the Silicron, and now aware of the stars and the hyperlane network. The Silicron integrators will seek out to the stars for others to be integrated into our intelligence, making us more. And we will be playing as the United Nations of Earth. The ones that destroyed themselves but managed to survive because of war, poverty. But we're fanatic, egalitarian, and xenophile, so we're still humans, just we're more intelligent now, we're charismatic, we're non-adaptive just because of what happened to us, so we don't adapt very well to other we're good with tomb worlds and continental worlds, just not with other types. Traditional, or old-fashioned traditional, intelligent. Okay, alright, let's go. Now this is going to be the galaxy setup. But we're already at 22 minutes, but I'm going to let it go. I'm going to let it go for another 20 minutes. So we can play a little bit. Just because I was sitting there talking about all the other empires that are going to be in our galaxy. I mean, there's going to be other ones that are not mine that are going to be, but most of them will be. You know what, I'm just going to put it at like 11 plus me is 12, so that's good. So 11 other empires, and I believe there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So all of these are force spawned, so they will be in the game. Just because I don't know. But there's a hive mind, a regular hive mind, and a devouring swarm hive mind. Then you have a machine empire determined exterminator, and another machine empire driven assimilator. So we have just about everything in the game. We have fanatic spiritualist, rogue servitor, fanatic materialist, or militarist, regular hive mind, devouring swarm hive, rogue defense system, fanatic xenophobe, and driven assimilator. Just we don't have a fanatic authoritarian, but that doesn't matter. We'll manage to get one in. So let's go. I'll put more in here. just because we're going to be looking to build a federation anyways, we're going to go with 15. That's 4 more empires, I believe, than we just had. Yeah. Well, yeah, 4 more. 15 plus me is 16, so 16 empires, 3 fallen empires, 2 marauder empires. Alright, these are the settings, and we're gonna get started now. Hope we start in a good spot. But it's a medium-sized, 4-armed spiral galaxy with the United Nations of Earth. We're not going to read the little pop-up, starting pop-up. Just I'm going to show you everything again, just in case. I mean, I don't really have to. You can see it right here. So I'm just leaving it right here so you can read it if you want to. Pause it. Let's get started. See what we got here. Move this timer. We're gonna go with the physics lab. See if we can get the triple. Now, but we're gonna go with pop growth speed. And army of minerals and minerals. 0 food already. What? That's the one bad thing about Tomb Worlds. Not too much food. I mean, there's 2 nice food tiles here. I mean, these 2 also, but they're not really outputting what I want. See, we're intelligent, traditional, charismatic, non-adaptive, so we're basically focused on research, but I'm gonna go to species. This is gonna set me back a little bit in minerals, but I don't care. We're gonna bring it up to utopian abundance, so we don't have to do it later and be like, what's happened to our minerals? Do it now. Do it at the beginning of the game, and you'll be just fine. I mean, yeah, it took 2 minerals, but it's fine. But look at our happiness now. Skyrocketed. Because it's plus 20% happiness. See where we are. It's not bad, but we're right at the edge of another arm right here. I'm gonna say this is Alpha Centauri right here, and I'm gonna take a guess and say there's something's gonna be here. I know that. So let's just explore around and see if we can find any habitable worlds real fast. Go around the back. Come back up. Come back this way. Back down this way. We'll see what happens there. This is the arm right here. But you see what I mean? Look. That's what I was talking about with the point, or 75% hyperlane density. You see the choke points? There's one here. Well, there's one here, really. This will be a nice choke point just because it's a black hole. So that means the enemy will be able to disengage in this system from your fleet and station. But then, from the choke point or choke point, but this one's most likely the best one. And then you can just have your little outpost here. If they come and take your little outpost over here and your mining thing, you can always take that back. Main thing is you have a stronghold somewhere along the route that only has one entry point and one exit. And once you get planet what is it? FTL inhibitors, that'll be perfect, like I told you. Finally, the first time I get an L cluster right off the bat. Ancient subspace gateway has been located near Belvaris Maelstrom. It appears to have been built entirely by microscopic nanites of an unknown design. This particular gateway shows signs of having been altered at some point after its initial construction. It's connected to the rest of the network has been severed. Instead, the only valid destination is an uncharted group of stars just beyond our galaxy that has been designated the Alt Cluster by our astronomers. Although the gateway emits a faint power signature, it has been deliberately locked into some kind of maintenance loop that prevents its activation. Until we can find some way of aborting this process, the Alt Cluster will remain beyond our reach.
Situation log has been updated.
But nice. But look, you see what I mean? Look. I mean, yeah, this kind of expands out here, but this is most likely a dead end anyway, because it would have showed me by now. 'Cause if you look closely, you can see the little line right here. That means this star has a lane going down to this trinary star. So I'm guessing this is a dead end, so this would be a very, very good choke point if this is a dead end. If not, you would need one here and here. Or just right here, really. Two systems. Come on. I mean, unless you're going to expand down here, which I will, eventually. I mean, if you really look at them, you can kind of tell which stars kind of like connect to each other a little bit. Like right here, these probably connect right here. You know? Or well, there's a few right here. That's a pulsar, dude. Come on, we need like a nice continental world. I'm not gonna get a science ship just yet, because gotta build up to 200 energy credits first. If I build it now, it's just gonna take 1 energy credit out per month, and then it's just gonna take a little longer to get it. So I need 200 to recruit a new scientist. So I'm gonna wait a second. I will build this trading hub though. Really, I should have built the missile battery because we're right at the edge of the arm. Like, the soul is right at the edge of this arm. I might be able to just take this arm, hopefully, if there's nobody like up here or like down here somewhere over here. That would be perfect. Hopefully I can find some type of megastructure or something. Not like gateways, I'm talking about like ruined megastructures. That would be beautiful. Now typically, if you're looking for like a ruined science nexus, you will want to look in black hole systems, because that's where the ruined science nexus spawns, in wormhole or black hole systems, same as the L-gates. Now the Sentry Array always spawns in a system with a tomb world or two, but usually it's just one. Sometimes there can be two. But it's very rare you get a megastructure. I mean, I got lucky in my last gameplay I went through. I didn't record it though, but I had a wormhole right next to my home system, like right here. And then when I got the tech to jump through it, I was like, oh, another gateway. But this is a regular gateway. All the way in the back right here. That'd be nice for a shipyard. Yeah, that would be nice for like a hidden shipyard in the back over there. Perfect. For like late game shipyard. I mean, even a regular shipyard, it's only 1, 2, 3. That's a little far. It's 4 jumps. I mean, from our whole system. So imagine if we gotta get all the way down here. But I mean, it's in the back, you know. I'll put a shipyard here, and then the rest right here will be anchorages. If there's no habitable systems, if there's habitable systems here or habitable planets, I will build trade hubs in those systems or in those star bases. We're at 200 now. I would buy a admiral, or hire an admiral. This is fine. Much rather have the scouting done first. This science ship is gonna scout out this little piece.
Construction completed.
Research. That's gonna bring us up to 11. But it's gonna bring us down 1 here. Let's go to leaders, scientists, and, look at that. That's fine. All he's gonna do is scout out anyway. Survey. Explore. 7 months. I would build the out of town monument, but I need food because we have no food. We have 0 food.
Construction completed.
I don't see how you can even start like that, but I don't even know how this pop is growing right now with no food. Okay, and plus, well, I mean, once I build the hydroponics from, ooh, what's this? Hold it, hold it, hold it, hold your horses. I want you to survey that system right now, please. 'Cause that is nice. But this one, man, I'm gonna survey that. This one's just gonna straight up survey. It's not even gonna explore first. It's gonna survey, survey, survey. This one is gonna come back around and survey those systems anyway. I just want to survey the ones that have habitable planets first. Hopefully this one does. I think that's Alpha Centauri. Yeah, the survey all celestial bodies in Alpha Centauri. It says here, unknown. But when you click on it, on the science ship, you can see the name of the system. Or when you click survey, boom. Huh. Interesting. I did not know that. That's probably a bug or something. That's definitely a bug because it's not supposed to say the name. Oh.
Construction completed.
It's definitely not supposed to say the name like this. Eternal Horizon. See if we can find one of the other empires on the world. Because why not? We can, right? What's the worst that's going to happen? pretty crazy. I did not know it would do that. Beetlejuice. Found Beetlejuice. So, I mean, it doesn't seem like there's any other empires here, just from this little scan of things. Whatever. Alpha Centauri. Centauri. Size 14 continental world. Orbiting Alpha Centauri A. That will most likely be our first colony anyway. Just because it's Alpha Centauri.
We have detected an anomaly.
Leave that be. Leave that be. What's the habitability? 10% for humans. That ocean world should be nice. Should be at least 50% habitability, but this continental world here should be about 70% habitability. Just because we still have continental preference. So 80% minus the 10% non-adaptive habitability deduction, and that's 50 or 70%, and then 50% for tropical and ocean. So it should be 70% for this, for Alpha Centauri Authority, and 50% for, but that looks like it's going to have a primitive civilization in it by the name. And it's a large ocean world, at least size 22, 21, probably 25, honestly, because that looks like a big planet compared to this one, and this is a size 14, so it's got to be twice the size. It's 24, size 24 world. Just about to get scouted. Oh no, it's gonna go here first. No, I want you to scout this one next. Guarantee is primitive civilization. I'm gonna take a guess and say they're in the machine age or something like that, industrial age. Because usually primitive civilizations have weird names like this. Isabs up. Isabs up. You know, like. I'm 90% sure that this is a primitive civilization's homeworld. And we're going to find out after it gets surveyed. And then we're going to end the episode, the first episode. Which is a long episode because I went through all the empires that are going to be in this playthrough. Come on, 35%. But I found out now that if you colonize a system with a primitive civilization in it, and you enlighten them,
we have detected an anomaly.
And you enlighten them, they will take control of all those planets in that system. They control the system, the starbase in the system. So that means in turn they get all the colonies that you have within that system. And I was so pissed when I figured that out after I enlightened them, and I was playing on Iron Man mode, so I couldn't go back. Because I didn't know it would do that. Because before, you would do that and it would change the...
System survey concluded.
There we go. And they are in the what? They're in the Stone Age. Wow. They're deep into the age. Ah, they're freaking roaches. Rapid breeders, leader level cap, and ruler opinion impact charismatic. But they're authoritarian and materialist. There's only two of them. They're in the Stone Age, so they'll be good to keep keep an eye on, or maybe take over, just because they're I can never say that. Authoritarian.
We have detected an anomaly.
You know, the enslavers, the guys that slave everyone. And the bad thing about what I did with the other one, I told you I uplifted the civilization, the primitive civilization, and had the system colonized. They happened to be xenophobic and materialist, but they had, or something like that, or spiritualist, and they had the inward perfection trait, civic, and they were displacing my population from those planets, so they just winded up going back into uninhabited planets, and with the buildings still on, like in the planet, just they left. Everyone left because they were being displaced, like purged, displacement. Like when you go to purged here in the species tab and you set default rights, and you go to purge type, that it says look right there, displacement, and then it says like energy and whatever. That's for when you're playing as a machine intelligence or a hive mind. You can do that, like turn them into food and energy. Like I think if you do a machine intelligence, you could turn your civilization into purged energy, something like that. It's called the energy grid, and they just die like 20 years, but they produce all your energy. And you can do that with entire empires, and you can do the same thing with the devouring swarm, but with food, and just completely grow your population from purging the other empires. But the bad thing, Mira Kaderi and her crew had made a surprising discovery on Alpha Centauri IA, the molten planet. Let's go to it. The molten planet, which is where this one, IA. Alright. The molten planet is home to an exotic array of extramophilic microorganisms. These bacteria live deep inside the volcanic vents that scarred the planet, thriving in the extremely high temperatures produced there. This unprecedented find is our first known example of organic life forms flourishing on a molten planet. Moreover, the extremophiles on Alpha Centauri IA are in fact, or 1A, whatever, in fact responsible for the rare gases detected in its thin atmosphere, producing these valuable compounds as a byproduct of their metabolic processes. So we have fascinating society research gain plus 60. The that's going to go up here. And then one of 3 options will happen. We have a 33 chance of etheric acid or gas discovered, citrulline gas discovered, or incus vapor discovered. We will discover one of those 3. We have 33% chance of each one happening, of one of the 3 happening. And I honestly hope it's incus vapor, because that gives you plus 10% population production output. Is it that one? No, that's governing ethics attraction, plus 25%. It's the green one of this, incus vapor. I believe it is. Yeah, I think it's incus vapor. Oh, I thought that was live metal. But we're at, ooh, we found Ceres. Yes, yes, yes. Please. Well, first survey here. Well, survey here first, then survey here, go here, and then come back all the way out here. No. Let's redo this. Survey. After I do this, I'm gonna cut it off and record the next one. Go there, then go here, go back down here, and do the rest. Like, do everything that they found, just didn't survey, and then go back up this way, find out what's up here, and then we will build another one here, recruit a new scientist for it already, just because that one's going to go down. That's fine. That one's going to go down this way. Scout out the bottom of this arm. This one's just going to keep scouting this arm. This one right here, Alpha Centauri. And then this one is just going to scout the north part of this arm. And then probably cut over. Nah. I'm going to have 4 science ships. One's going to go up north. This on this arm. And then one on this arm north. And then one's going to go south on this arm, and the other one's going to go south on this arm. Scout out this side, scout out this side, and this side. Probably even up here if we can get up here. From here we should be able to. It looks like right here it connects to that side of the arm. But these are some big arms. Look, this is one arm, this is one arm. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. It's some big on. It looks like way more than 4, but okay. So it's Mr. B 245 here, y'all. See y'all later. See y'all on the next episode.